Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and today I want to show you how I kind of gave these like an aged kind of look using wax. And I learned this technique from Sandra from Willow 57. I think that's her channel. I'll have a link in the description for the exact video that I learned the technique from. I'll have it in the description. And so what I did was I took a cereal box. It was these post great grains, and I cut this out from there, and I kind of aged it using the wax technique that Sandra showed. And it was my first time ever like working with wax, and I cut that out. Did some fussy cut, stamped and fussy cut out some other little images and stuff just to decorate it. And this is going to become like a journaling spot to go inside of a journal. And this is like a little pocket here and then a pocket here. Then you open it up, and then you have the spoon. I had messed up on the spoon, so I took bits. I had 2 boxes of the leftover the cereal. And on the first one that I did, the first wax melt that I did, or distressing that I did, you couldn't really tell what it was. So I took that second box and I cut out that same image and just put just a portion of it on there, just enough so you can see what it was. It was a spoon of cereal. And then I added like this little stamp and fussy cut out image. And I'll probably I'm gonna add more words and things like that later. But the main goal was just to show you how I did this right here. And I did some stitching along the edge. And I did these first because I wanted to make sure that I could actually do it. Because Sandra used, I think she said it was register tape. And like one side was like shiny and the other side was dull. But I didn't have any of it. So she said you could use like a type of paper that you could kind of see through. Like coffee paper or something, and I cannot find my coffee paper anywhere, so I just used regular 8.5 by 11 inch copy paper, and these are the results. This was the very first one, and you can kind of see like little bubbles and stuff in here, and I think it's from where when I put the paper over top of it, I didn't let the glue completely dry, and when that happens, it's not going to pick up your image quite as good. So, but it still picked up pretty decently. You can tell that that's a bowl, and you have some utensils, and you got a pot. And then we've got these vegetables here. I really love how these turned out. They've got that vintage distressed look, and we've got this alcoholic beverage of peach tea, I think, or something. And then we've got this corn on the cob. So that's definitely kind of fall, because I'm making a fall journal and all this is going to go into it. And so that's why I wanted some images from magazines, but I didn't want them too bright, you know, like the originals. So let me go ahead and show you how I made it. Oh, the things that you will need for this basically are just glue. You're going to need a candle, just a regular old candle from Dollar Tree or wherever, just so it can melt. And then your 8.5 by 11 paper, whatever kind of paper that you want to put on the top of the layer. And then you're going to need some distress inks. Not distress, well, yeah, distress inks, but make sure that they're permanent inks. And like a bone folder or something to smooth your papers over with. And a heat gun. And you should have everything you need. So let me go ahead and show you how I did it. Okay, so I'm going to cut up a box. Well, actually, I've already cut up a box of the great grain cereal, because I want to make these images look kind of rustic, grunge, you know. So, I mean, it already kind of has like to me, it has like a fall kind of theme to it, because with the pecans and nuts and raisins and whatever, that'll go great in a fall journal. And this is just an extra box. I eat this cereal like it's just going out of style. I love this stuff. But anyway, I wanted that bowl, And then I also wanted the dates, clusters, and pecans. So, and then I wanted the words, raisins, dates, and pecans that I could use on different pages. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the process the way Sandra did it. Now, like I said, Sandra, she had like a wide register tape that she had gotten from a flea market or somewhere, a thrift store or something. I don't have that, but she did say that you could use something that's kind of like lightweight, like thin paper, maybe like coffee paper or something. And I do have some brown coffee paper, but I don't know where I put it. So I've just been using some regular copy paper, and it works because I've tried it on some other little old pages and stuff. So let's just go ahead and get to this. Basically, all she did was she glued each of the things to to her register tape, which I don't have any. Also, what she did was, after she glued the paper to the surface of whatever she was working on, she distressed around the edges. But I want to kind of go around the edges with black first, and then put the paper on, and then go over it again, because I want to make sure that that outer part like really bleeds through. And I mean, it usually does, but I'm just making absolutely sure. So this is like an extra step. You really do not have to do this. I just want to make sure that that edge really shows through once the wax melts, because you'll do your distressing and things like that. And if you were planning on stamping anything on there, you would stamp it as well after you put this on. Before you put the wax on, you would do your stamping and things like that. And I'm using archival ink. She said to use permanent ink, so that's what I'm using. This is archival ink from Ranger Jet Black. I probably wouldn't recommend any like distress, well, maybe some distress inks, as long as it's not like the oxide inks or whatever, maybe. But yeah, these seem to do pretty good. Now, I think I might keep the raisins, dates, and pecans in their natural color, since I'm going to be using them. Let me set these to the side. Since I'm going to be using them on something else. But I think I'll just leave this together. I considered cutting these loose, but I think I'm just going to leave them together. And I'm going to create like a pocket or something with it to go in my book, just to keep. I'm not going to overdo it, and I'm going to keep it kind of simple. So we've got these three right here, and I've already inked them up before putting on the glue and regular paper. So, oh, you also need like a catch page, meaning, because it really gets messy. Like I said, I've already done some with a different kind of page. So you'll want to have something that can kind of catch your mess. So I'm going to use this as I glue on the paper, the copy paper, just the regular 20-pound copy paper. And you may want to put this on a smooth surface, because you want to make sure that you get the glue all the way on here, so that when you put it, so when you glue it together, it covers that entire surface. Trying to find my bone folder or spatula. Here it is. My table is a big mess because I've been working on 1,000 projects at a time. I've got so many unfinished projects. It's so sad. I've still got like a fairy journal I haven't finished. I haven't finished my summer journal, and I haven't finished there's another journal I was working on. I've got so much going on. I need to learn to just finish stuff instead of starting something else. That's a problem I have. That was part of my resolution, and I didn't even stick to it. Okay, so I can share this paper, and I can still, I don't know if you can see it through the camera. I can still see my image, and I will know where to cut it at. So to save paper, I'm just going to go ahead and glue this on here. And I think I will have enough room for the spoon. Let me look and see. Yeah, I will. So let me go ahead and get some glue on there. Hopefully these will turn out okay. I think they will. I'm not going to worry too much. After all, it's art, trial and error. This is my first time trying this, like with doing anything with wax. I've seen all sorts of videos where people make like faux rice paper and different things, glassine and all that good stuff, and they use wax, and it's really neat. But I never got to it. I've got 1,000 projects that I want to do. There's so many things that I like to do and I want to try, but I just haven't yet. So now I'm just going to cut these out and turn it over like this so I can see it pretty good. I'm just going to cut around the edges of each one of them. And I'm just going to make sure that I get all of it off, all the excess paper. And try to get that done. So what have you guys been doing lately? Are you working on any fall projects? Look what I did. I'm just going to slide, if it'll work. I'm going to slide this over. I'm going to add some more glue. I overlapped it. Goodness gracious. We all make mistakes, right? I just want to make sure that this paper is going to be glued on here really well. Alright, so let's slide it over this way. That way it gets covered. But yeah, I've seen some people already working on Christmas projects, which is normal because a lot of people have like craft shows and things like that, and so they start pretty early. But I've been starting late on everything, seems like. But I get everything done that I need to get done within the reasonable amount of time. So between working, family life, you know, have to do what you can do with what given time you have. I'm finished cutting this out. And then, like I said, I'm going to distress it, going around the edges. Now, the way Sandra did hers, she distressed both with like a brown and then also with a black. The brown was more so just like a, hold on, this ain't all the way down. The brown was, I mean, it did distress, but it was still kind of light, but she wanted her edges like dark, and I like mine the exact same way. So I'm going to be doing the exact same thing she did as far as with distressing it. But she only distressed it, like I said, afterwards, after she added the paper, her register tape paper to her images. Okay, so we're almost done here. Alright. Got that, and this. Trying to slide some of this clutter over here. So let me take my archival ink. Now, I'm not going to lie, on some of mine I cheated. And I just kind of ran the archival ink over top of it. But, oh, I messed up my, which one is brown, which one's black. I had accidentally, that one's more black, so we'll use this one as brown. I had accidentally took my sponge and dipped it into the brown using the black dauber. I'm very cheat. I'm just going to kind of go in circular motion and go around this. And it's just to get some brown on it. It's cheating, but hey, it works. You don't want to put too much because you do want your image to show. I have had one where the image didn't show too good, so. But it was from a different, it was from a magazine paper or something. Or a book that I had. Alright, so now I'm just going to take black ink. And then just go around the edges just to kind of make sure that you can really see it. And then we'll get started on the magic. It really doesn't take that long, but yeah, this is the prep work for it. It's really easy. Once you get your images that you want, you can just kind of do it in bulk. If you know what all you want to put in your journals or cards or scrapbook, whatever it is you're making, you know, so. All right. So now it's time for the fun stuff. And like she said, you're going to make a mess. So this right here is leftover wax from where I made those other projects. So I'm just going to do one at a time, and I'll just do this little small one first. So basically what you have to have just a candle, just a standard candle. I got this at the Dollar Tree. And you need your heat gun. And basically all you're doing is you're melting and spreading the wax. So, yeah. And then I'm just going to just be really careful. But I'm basically just spreading this, the wax on the paper. And then I'm just going to take a rag and wipe some of that wax off. Just be really careful because it's hot, you know. So. And you can still kind of see the image a little bit. It's just more dull, but you can still see it. But if you want to see more, she said just melt the wax on it again. Well, here's our little spoon. You can kind of see the spoonful of Great Grain cereal. But, yeah, it's not as good as I would like it. But it'll be all right. Because I can still do stuff with it. I probably shouldn't have gotten it as dark. Or it still could be the type of paper that I use as well. Let me get another sheet of paper from my sketch paper. I could basically melt this off and then let me just try that. Let's see if I can melt some of this wax so I don't waste it, because that's what all this is. But I don't want to burn the paper either, so this definitely works, but I'm just experimenting with this to see if it's going to work. Well, now I have to wait for this to cool. I'll be right back. Well, while I'm waiting on this thing to come on, I'm really not satisfied with this. So basically what I'm going to do is, since I have a spare, I'm going to try something different. So this is something you can consider if you have more than one of the same item or image. You can do like what I'm getting ready to do. Let me just assemble this box first. I thought I had everything out of here. I'm just going to cut this image out again, or a part of the image, like the part that has the part of the spoon. Let me set this out of the way. I'm just going to cut the part like that has the food on there off. I'm going to distress it, and part of it I'm going to put onto the spoon on top. just to see how it's going to turn out. And also, just so you can kind of understand what it is. You know, I know what it is, and you guys probably know what it is, but someone else who hasn't seen this video might not necessarily know what it is. So we know that this is cereal, but I think I'm going to take part of it off. That's the phone ringing. Okay, so I think I'm going to put the part that has, let's see, this part on here. I don't know. Let me distress it and see what we come up with. And I'm going to kind of peel it a little bit too. I wonder if that makes a difference. Well, if I can get it. That way it's like a thin layer. Really thin layer. I don't know. This might work. It might not work. Let me glue that on. It might be a mistake, but whatever. And I'm thinking that the reason why this didn't do as well is because when I peeled up the paper, when we were first putting that white paper down, I peeled this up, and it didn't, when I put it back down the second time, it didn't stick quite as well. And so it wasn't quite, the paper that we put on top of it wasn't quite as transparent. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it or not. What I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to experiment and just to see. I'm going to take a little piece of paper, thin piece of paper, and put on top of it, just to kind of see, and put some wax on it, and see if it covers it up or not. This may be a good idea, or it may not be a good idea. It's probably not a good idea, but we're going to try it anyway. So that's how I do. I will try something in a minute. Let's kind of put it like right there so it can kind of blend in a little bit. I don't know, this is probably a dumb idea. I can work with it. If it messes up, I can always add this piece to it as well. So we'll see. Let me get some archival ink. I'm just going to kind of add on a little bit of color. Wish I would have did the brown first. And what I'll do is I'll experiment. See if I can melt some of this wax from here onto here, since it's already ready. Let me just see if this is ready or not. Okay. I do like it because I can see a little bit better what it is. And I like how the wax seals it on there, seals the image on there. At least you can kind of have an idea of what it is. So it still kind of has a grungy look, but you can still kind of see what it is. So that's the cheater's way when things don't go right. So now I'm going to see if I can melt this wax. And it did work on that, so let's see if we can get some more. Okay, so let's wipe this off. Yes, yes, and yes. I think the key to it was making sure that the glue was like the paper was completely glued to the image. That way it really became transparent, or it really went through. You can see it better once you put this on here. Yes, I'm very happy with that because now you can see the cereal and you can kind of, the two of these together, I'm happy with that. So let's just see what this one's going to look like. All right, I'm very satisfied. So we've got our raisins, dates, and pecans. All right, so we've got it. Got our raisins, dates, and pecans, and our little spoon of cereal. And then I'm going to be adding these into a journal. So let me clear this table and I'll be right back and I can show you what I'm getting ready to do with it. Okay, so I went on ahead and cut out some of these little images. And I'm going to go ahead and glue them down. And I'm going to be adding them to a journal that I'm working on. And like I said, I've been working on several journals. I'm not even close to being caught up yet, but some is better than none, right? I'm going to glue this here, and let me see. I want to make sure I still show the pecans, at least some of them. All the words don't have to show, but at least the word pecan, dates, and raisins are showing, so I can cover that up without fretting over it. And I like the contrast in color, the browns, the white, against this like darker color. I like that. To me, it kind of stands out a little bit. Still feel like I'm missing something here, but I think once I put it inside the journal, it'll make sense. I hope. If not, then oh well. Okay, so that's the first one. And this, remember, this is a pocket. And I couldn't let that be a tuck spot too when I put it in something. But, well, I'll show you in a minute. Let me just go ahead and glue this one on. I'll probably end up adding like a word or something right here once I put it inside the journal. But my journals, I don't think, I'm going to have to turn this into something. I mean, it'll still be a pocket, but it's going to have to go in the journal like sideways because it's going to be too wide. Let me just show you what I have so far. Now, a lot of these are a combination of what I did last year and honestly, I think year before last that I never finished. And I got a bunch of different, what do you call it, kits in here. Some of them are free kits from a blog. Some of them are from my Etsy shop. Some of them are from the Sweets by Felicia. Some are from Livy's Lovelies. Then we got like book pages and different things like that going on. Jilly printed pages. Yeah, a lot of this is from last year and year before. And then I've got to add my envelopes on, the ones that I just did the other day. But I'm going to put, let's see, which one? Let's use this as an example. I have to figure out which one I'm actually going to put it in. Let's see what it would look like out like that. I'll just have, some of my pages are already like big and wide and they extend out pretty far, like this brown. So I could actually just create a page. I could take a 12 by 12 page and make it to where this will fit on it, so it can still go horizontal. Because I don't think it's gonna look right going vertical. Yeah. So, matter of fact, let me just do that. Let me get a piece of paper. It's 12 by 12. Well, what I'm going to do is it's going to be shaped kind of weird. I don't know. If I do 6 by 6, let's see what we get. Yeah. Maybe I could make it like a flap. Make the flap come down or something. I don't know. Yeah, it'll be like a pull down. In one of the journals. It's different, but I don't know. I don't like that. I guess I will have to turn it sideways after all. Yeah, I'll turn it sideways. I don't like that though. Or I could make it into, I'm just going to make it into an insert. Yeah. This will just be like a journaling page. So let me just go ahead and glue this on. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this into just like a journal insert. I'm just going to go around the sides and the bottom. And then I can just paper clip it into the journal. I think that's what I'll do. So this is going to be a tuck spot here, tuck spot there. This will open up into a journal spot. It'll fit down in there into the journal like that, but it'll open like that. Yeah. Or I could put like some, actually, you know what? This could be a tuck spot. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make this a tuck spot. That way this matches. And I like the white up against these darker colors. I like that contrast. So that's what I did with that. And for these other ones, this was the very first one that I did. It's not too bad. It's got that vintagey kind of look. I could probably, it was bright like that at first. I don't know. And this one right here, it just didn't even come out right. So I forgot what this was. I think it was a drink or something. But you know what? Even though it looks weird, I could still add some things on it. And then use it as a belly band or something. But I really like how these came out too. They have that grungy look. This little peachy drink. And then you have your vegetables like that. So that's pretty much it for right now. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please check out my channel and my other videos, my blog and social media sites. And as always, I thank you guys so much for watching.